Hi, my name is Brooke Maynard. I am currently a substitute teacher. I have been subbing for the last 5 years, and I'm super excited to finally be on this journey and make up my mind that I would like to have my own classroom. I feel like I have a lot of the disposition qualities to make a quality, successful teacher. Of course, there are some that I definitely need to work on. The dispositions that I feel like would make me a great teacher, quality teacher, are high expectations. I have really high expectations for myself. That is not only a positive thing, but it is also a weakness for me that I do need to work on. Sometimes they're a little too high. I respect, honesty, advocacy, dedication, compassion, and one of the most important, I believe, is respect for the diversity of others. I live in a small community, and there are students that come here from other countries, and I have specifically worked with a child one-on-one who he was a first grader, and he did not know any English. So I taught him from his basic colors. We would go outside on the playground, and if there was like a red circle, we would jump on it and we would say red, and then we would repeat it. Or green, we'd go around the playground and find the green trees. And that was really, that was one of the most interesting things I've done in the last 5 years, and I really enjoyed it. It brought a lot of joy to my heart, and I learned a lot about my little friend's country and where he came from, and just knowing the background of our students and their cultures is really important so they can be successful in the classroom. I have high expectations for myself. Since the first time I became a teacher, I told myself right off the bat, I want to teach as if I am my daughter's. I would want to teach how I would want my teacher. Let me say that again. I want to be a teacher like I'd want my daughter to have, meaning I only have one child, and I want my child to have the best teacher. I want her teacher to be fair and honest and an advocate for her. So that has been in my mind since I stepped foot in the classroom. I am naturally a compassionate person. I'm a huge believer in going to sporting events or plays outside of the classroom. Last year, I had a student, she was in a drama club outside of the school, and she was super excited to be in this big production, and unfortunately COVID hit and I did not get to see it. And she was really extremely excited for me to go watch her, and then bummed that it was obviously canceled. But just seeing the joy and the students, like knowing you care about them and not just in the classroom setting, is so important. Also, I had a first grader a couple of years ago. She was telling me she was baking cookies for her mom's yard sale, and she was so excited about selling some of her baby toys. So I went. I just showed up. It was a Saturday morning, 7 a.m. I just showed up to say hi. I bought a cookie, and she still talks about how I came to her yard sale. And I think that's really important, to have a rapport, a professional rapport with students outside the classroom, so you know that you do care about them. And you're not just there Monday through Friday, 7 to 3 or whatever hours. You are thinking about them inside and outside of the classroom. It warms my heart in the mornings. I do stand outside of the classrooms when I am working, and with COVID, I give air hugs or elbow bumps or air high fives, and I think that's really important when kids first walk into the classroom, because a lot of our friends come in really tired and grumpy, and just a little nudge of happiness and cheerful, I think, is really important to start their day off. The dispositions I need to work on before being a classroom teacher, I would have to say that professionalism is really important, because I am used to being a substitute teacher and saying, no, sorry, I can't work today. My daughter doesn't have school today. No, I'm sorry, I'm going on a vacation with my family. Oh, no, I can't take this job assignment because I have to take my daughter to the doctor's office. I'm really used to having that schedule. I have had long-term subbing jobs, but those are 2 to 3 months. This would be a commitment for the school year, and that is something I need to really work on and get into a habit of making sure I'm at school on time. And I know that will be challenging for me. I do live far away from family, so I can't just call up my mom or my daughter's other grandparents and say, hey, come watch her for the day. No, I need to really think about my daughter's schedule and mine, because we are on different school district calendars. Curiosity is another disposition that I need to work on. As a sub, I haven't had to do a lot of outside the box thinking or pose real world challenges and case studies, but I do think that is really important to do, and that is something that I definitely would want to work on right away, just because I haven't had to do that. I'm not saying being a substitute teacher is the easiest, but it is. You go to school and you leave, and that is another thing that I will have to work on, is really making sure that my family knows I'm not always going to be home at 7, or I'm not always going to be leaving for work right before school starts and coming home right after school ends. I know as a teacher, you do a lot of extra work to make sure your classroom is successful in a positive learning environment, and that means staying organized and being at school longer hours. Even if your contract ends at 3, you do what you have to do to be a successful teacher, and I definitely know that from being a long-term sub. I think knowing and practicing all the dispositions will lead me to becoming a quality teacher, will lead me to being a successful teacher. I hope that I can apply all these skills that I'm learning right now into the classroom to be a teacher that students want to have, and that parents are like, oh, awesome, my child has Mrs. Maynard. She's a great teacher. She's a fair teacher. And that's really important, to have a reputation that you care about students and that you're not just there for summers off. Unfortunately, there are some educators who instantly talk about students. I have heard teachers talk about students at the beginning of the year, such as, oh, that's so-and-so sibling. And to me, that is not fair. You need to give all students a clean slate and not label children. I have 3 siblings, and we all went through the same school, and I was like, oh, you're so-and-so's little sister. And so I know how that can make a person feel, just because my own experience. Maybe my brother acted out, but that doesn't mean I am going to act out. So we need to have an open and clear mind about each student that walks in. And I have heard students label children automatically. A teacher can make the classroom environment feel unsafe and unwelcoming if they are biased and they do put labels on kids, on students. And all students need to feel welcome and safe in their learning environment. I can't imagine going to school and not wanting to be there because you are automatically labeled. So that is something I am a big believer in. I will use my annual performance evaluation to become a better teacher, a better person. I know that no one is perfect, and there's always going to be marks on the evaluation, and I'm just going to take those marks and become better. That is my goal. That I am doing this later in life, and later in life meaning I'm not right out of high school and a bachelor's degree. I waited 20 years to get my master's and become a teacher. And so I want to do well. I want to have a great reputation as a great quality teacher. And so taking those remarks and conversations from administration will improve my classroom. It's not just my classroom. I'm a big believer in it's our classroom. It's the students' classroom combined with me to make it our classroom. My ultimate goal is to have a very positive learning environment. And that is it. Thank you.